Good morning, everybody. Peace and blessings to everyone. I pray everyone had an amazing weekend. Rejuvenating yourself, kind of getting your juices flowing for the week and prioritizing, for what you got to do to, get your organization, your goals, and everything going. So, without further ado, I'm just going to welcome you to another week of some excellent content for nonprofit founders, whether just starting or existing. For those of you who know who I am, welcome back. And for those of you that are new to my page, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram now, or Facebook, or any of my other social media platforms, if you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Asia Nasir, and I am the founder and nonprofit strategist of my consulting firm, Utopian Enterprise Business Solutions. And what I do there is I help aspiring founders and existing founders of nonprofit organizations fully fulfill their mission in real time. So, with doing that, I just kind of drop some gems every week just to keep you inspired, keep you motivated, keep you educated and in the know of just some different strategies and what you can do to take your nonprofit to the next level. And this week is no different. So what I've been doing actually each and every week is really focusing, and in 2024 I'm really focusing on impact. That's like really where I'm going with this, is impact, because a lot of times we're educated on different things and we'll know, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that, but a lot of times we really don't know how, or make the connection of how the things that we're doing, the activities that we're doing, the programs that we're providing, how is it translating to impact? How is it making a difference in our community? So I'm doing, I'm really putting more focus into that as I'm working on doing these lives each and every week. So this week, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, this week is again scaling impact and expanding your programs, for expanding your programs' reach and effectiveness. So what do I mean by that? That's a lot of words, but what does it actually mean? So a lot of us, as I mentioned before, we're doing a lot of activities, we're doing a lot of program development and things like that. However, we're really not scaling the impact of those activities and knowing, the effectiveness of it or the reach. Sometimes we just stay in our little bubble and not realizing that there's so much more and so many more people that we can help. And how can we do that? How can we expand our reach for the great programs that your nonprofit organization is offering to reach the people, the target audience in which you need it to reach? So initially, when nonprofits get started, they start locally. And then when the, kind of buzz gets around your organization, you'll have, different people, different individuals, those that are in need of your services will reach out to you and say, well, I live in this state, or I live in that state. Or I live in this county. Can you assist, in this area? And sometimes, because we're not in the know or know how to do it, we'll just say, oh, we're geographically just centered here. And while that may work, if you see that your organization has potential for expansion, that is actually an opportunity that you should jump on and look at and strategically do. So that's what today's Alive is all about, is how you can expand your program's reach and to ensure that the effectiveness of it is really there and making the impact that you want. So each and every week, I give 5 strategies to whatever topic that I'm talking about. So today is going to be no different. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 strategies in order for you to really scale that impact and expand your program reach and effectiveness. So let's get right into it. And that is strategy number 1. Strategy number 1 is partnership development. Now, I think we hear that all the time when it comes to program development and collaboration and, things like that. You should network. And that's, you need to do all of those things. But I'm not just talking about collaborating with just anyone. I'm talking about being really strategic about your collaboration in order for you to scale your impact, in order for you to expand your program reach. So when you're partnering with someone, it's not just partnering with another nonprofit organization. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about partnering with another nonprofit organization that truly aligns with your mission. So, for example, I run a nonprofit organization, Jessica Cares, and Jessica Cares works with empowering teen girls and women. There's another organization that I know, give a shout out to Queens Academy. They're located also in New Jersey. That's a nonprofit organization that works with younger girls starting from kindergarten, 5 years old. Now, if I wanted to expand my reach, so to speak, I want to work with younger girls, or I just want to expand our programs to a younger audience, that's a partnership that I may want to develop. That's a partnership that we align in mission. Our goals, we're passionate about it. We're trying to empower young girls to make them queens and to feel as if though they're queens, and for them to step outside their comfort zone and feel empowered to do so. Hello, Seisha. Welcome to our live today. And so what this does is it gives you access to new resources. So the resources that I have now, that's open. That's an open book for Queens Academy. Vice versa, Queens Academy's resources as it relates to who they partner with and who they do business with, in order to reach that younger audience. Now Jessica Cares is able to have some reach regarding their resources. It also expands me now touching young girls, the girls that I don't have, that I'm not known for. I'm known for my teen girls. I'm known for women, right? So if I'm trying to get the word out that I'm expanding my programs now to a younger audience, this would be an opportunity then for me to reach her audience for Queens Academy, or vice versa if they're looking to reach out to teens, being able to expand that reach. So while your programs haven't changed, what you do hasn't changed. Your ability to expand your program's goals and things like that. Now I have that because I've partnered with someone who aligns with my mission. So this is being very strategic and having a conversation with this other organization about how we can help one another to expand our programs. So partnership development is developing how we're going to do this, so I don't lose my brand, you don't lose your brand, and we don't lose anything in turn. It's how can we win together? How can you expand? How can I expand? And this also enhances your program credibility. If you have more people in front of your programs saying good things about your programs, giving testimonials about your programs, this expands your opportunity for funding. This expands your opportunities for sponsorships, for individual donations, because again, their reach, that partner's resources and so forth are now aware of your programs and the impact that it's making on this new audience. So it expands your credibility, which in turn is doing everything that we're talking about today, which is the theme of this live, is expanding your impact, scaling your impact, making sure that you are truly making a difference in the communities that you're serving, right? So that's strategy number one, is partnership development and being really strategic about who you want to partner with. Number two is technology integration. I say this every single week because that's what we live in. We're living in a world of technology, and if you're not with it, you're going to get lost. You're going to get lost because there are other nonprofit organizations that are really making technology a part of their strategy game, their action plan, their strategic planning. Each and every year is how to enhance their technology. So if you're not with it, you're going to get lost. Your organization is not going to have the visibility and the awareness in your community for the work that you're doing. So technology integration, a lot of times you can automate your processes. So before COVID, my nonprofit organization was all face-to-face. I literally used to travel. We had chapters in New York. We had chapters in New Jersey, Philadelphia, Delaware. We traveled to North Carolina, and Texas, California. We was everywhere. That's a lot of wear and tear on the speakers. That's a lot of expenses for Jessica Cares. So what we did was, in taking on technology, now we offer hybrid programs where there are face-to-face and virtual programs. So it does expand our reach because we have remote engagement now. You don't have to be face-to-face. You don't have to be in the classroom or at the center in which we teach. You can be in different places. So we're running a program right now with teen girls that we have literally girls from New Jersey, girls from New York, and we have even one of our students all the way from Atlanta. So again, this is expanding our program reach so that not only from a local perspective, now we have from a national perspective, where now we have multiple states participating in our programs and not having to put wear and tear on any individual within your program. and taxing your budget. So this truly allows you to do this. And now even with Zoom, they've changed it. You have Teams now. There's so many different technologies out there, software that's out there that allows you to create a classroom setting for your programs, where you can put up worksheets. There's even programs now where you can go on, like if you have the website Kajabi. Kajabi has where you can actually have a full online program. Like if you go to college and you're actually taking an online class, you can even create something like that within your nonprofit organization for them to kind of go at their own pace, for those that can't even meet with you week to week or whenever you actually meet. So integrating technology in, within your organization can truly help you expand your program reach and the effectiveness of it. Because as we know, everybody learns differently. And as we know, everyone has different schedules, different responsibilities, and they can't meet all the time. But if you create technology where it allows you to be able to reach more people from the different ways. Yeah, you like Kajabi too, right, Seisha? Absolutely. It allows you to be able to reach more people and the effectiveness of it. And that's what your organization was created for in the first place, is to reach your target audience, your village, to be able to do that. And there's not only one way to do that, there's different ways to do that. And technology is huge in being able to expand your ability to be able to reach them. So that's strategy number 2. Strategy number 3 is capacity building. What do I mean by capacity building? Is reaching out to those who have an expertise. Each and every one of us know someone, or someone within our board knows someone that has an expertise that they can educate and participate in your programs. So if I have a program and it has, whatever the theme is, whatever the topic is, but I get a well-known person that is known for this. They have a brand where they do this, whether it's public speaking. Give you another example. Jessica Cares used Toastmasters. Toastmasters, when we were working with our girls to help them with public speaking, I mean, we could have done a public speaking program and it would have helped the girls and it would have been effective, right? However, we got an expertise. We use capacity building in order to enhance our program, to enhance our reach and the effectiveness, more importantly. So we use Toastmasters. Toastmasters is an international organization that their whole focus is teaching teens and adults how to become effective public speakers. I mean, those are the Les Browns, the Tony Robbins of the world. They've gone through the Toastmasters. They're the ones that, I mean, we're talking about competitive, the TED Talks individuals. They've gone through Toastmasters. So we use capacity building. We wanted to be more effective in that public speaking program. So we got an expert to come in, an organization to come in and work directly with our teen girls to really enhance the effectiveness of that public speaking aspect of our programs with our girls. So you can do that. Who do you know within your community? Who does someone know? Or what organization or company is known for something that you want to enhance your program with? Partner with them, because this makes a difference when you have your grassroots nonprofits that really doesn't have a lot of visibility yet, especially if you're just starting, visibility or awareness. Aligning yourself and being able to say, I've partnered with this company. Your capacity building has now grown, because now people may not know your organization, but they know this organization. They know this company that now you're working together. People are saying, wow, well, if that company is working with you and doing things with you, why not donate? Why not sponsor? Why not, support you in this effort? So it really helps you to be able to build on your capacity fundraising wise. It also helps you with your effectiveness with your program. And now your reach is more, because not just your reach as far as the participants, because they have an online program. There's a lot, as I mentioned just before, technology has really, helped. And a lot of these companies, these bigger companies that you want to attach yourself to, they already have the technology software to be able to expand your program reach. So capacity building is extremely important. And what it can do also is you can then train. It's kind of like train the trainer. Once you go through it, then you can train your team to be able then to continue going. So that way you can continue the program after learning how it's done. So that's strategy number 3. Strategy number 4 is evidence-based data. It's not just having a great program. It's not just being able to say we've done this program, but getting the actual data. How has this changed the individuals that's participating? So if you have so I'll use Seisha. Seisha's, listening in right now. Seisha runs a nonprofit organization headquartered in Cleveland, Ohio, that works with reading and literacy, but with a specific niche to the African American community. So what she does with her programs is she helps children be able to enhance their reading capability, but she uses authors and books or authors that look like the children that she's talking to, meaning African American authors. So now they're looking and reflecting representation matters. They're looking at authors that have written books that is enhancing their literacy skills, their history and their knowledge of history, empowering them to know that they can do it because they can reflect and see themselves in these authors. So it's a holistic approach to her literacy program. In evidence data, it's now she's looking at their report cards. When they first come into her program, where are their grades at? What are their reading level? So I have a fourth grader who has a first grade reading level. Now they're participating in Seisha's program. She has evidence based data where she can actually see the report cards and are able to say, now this child is not only reading at reading level, age level, but now they may have been, maybe they may have exceeded their reading level for their grade. So it's getting evidence-based data. What is the impact that you're making within your organization? That's extremely important, because if you're getting the data, you can see your weakness as well as what your strengths are. So you can be like, okay, we're getting surveys, we're seeing the evidence, maybe behavioral issues, maybe you're getting testimonials from their parents to say what's changing, what's not changing, what they found with the recipients, what did they like about your program, what did they feel it lacked. And what it allows you to do is enhance what's great about your program, which is the effectiveness, but then also refine your programs to be able to customize it to the people that is letting you know they've been through the program, they know what you have to offer, and they're giving you an honest opinion about the effectiveness of it. So now what you can do is you can refine it, tweak it, and then actually make it even better. So you're already enhancing what you're doing, but now you're improving on the things that need to be improved within the program. So it's improving your program quality, and that's what you want. You don't want to just say I have programs but don't know if it's making the impact that you want. And in everything that you do and everything that I'm going to be talking about in 2024 is going back to impact, truly fulfilling your mission in real time. If you cannot say that your organization is making the impact, then you're just busy. You're just busy, but you're not doing what you said that you were going to do. You're not fulfilling what you said, and that's going to come across, because if you don't have the data, guess what? The grant funders, they're not going to be able to know. The sponsors are not going to be able to know because you don't have the evidence there. So make sure you have technology to be able to automate, sending surveys, having interviews with them, with your recipients, and getting the data to make sure that your organization is reaching them, as well as the effectiveness of it. Okay. So that's strategy number 4. Strategy number 5, last but not least, is community engagement. So sometimes you could be working within multiple communities. Like I particularly in my nonprofit organization, I don't just work particularly with African American girls, while they are the majority of my recipients, whether it's young teenage girls or women. I also work with the Latina community. So the Latina community, obviously there's a cultural difference, from the African American community. Now, while there's some synergy and there's some similarity in certain things, there is a cultural difference. And I know this firsthand because I'm Afro-Latina. So while most of my friends were African American, there's a difference in how we was raised. I mean, I can tell you stories about, households, from food to the way our parents raised us and disciplined us. There is a difference, right? So if you have that within your programs, you can customize. If you're in a predominantly, I don't know, African American community, Latin community, Pakistani community, Caucasian community, there are different cultural differences that are very real. And so you can tailor your programs by getting their engagement. What would be important to them, whether even generational. So sometimes you like, what I do. I work with teen girls, but I also work with women. It's a completely different way in which I approach talking to women than what I do when I'm working with our, our organization is working with our teen girls. Why? Because the mentality, the maturity, the experience, everything is different. So you have to, even though it's the same program, you have to tailor it differently to match either the generational difference or the cultural difference. Because if not, the effectiveness of your program is going to be missed, and you'll be doing a real disservice to the people that's coming to your organization to receive what you have to offer. So customize it, get their engagement. What means a lot to them? What do they find that has missed in other programs that they've participated in? So that way you can see, does my organization, is it missing the mark, or do we now need to tweak this and add this cultural difference or this generational difference to the program in which I'm offering? So that is how you scale the impact. That is how you differentiate yourself. And this is a great way. Like this last strategy really will set you apart when you're writing grants. Because one of the things that it asks you is, what is different? What makes your program impactful? What makes your program different from all of the other grant, applications and all of the other programs that are similar to what you offer? How do you differentiate yourself? So if you talk about, we have a generational program, or we have differences in how we work with different cultures and things like that, this is setting you apart because they know you've done your research, you've done your surveys, you've gotten your community engagement, and you have tweaked things to customize it and then make it effective to the audience that's receiving it. So I do see some comments on here. It says, what is a great tool to use to get data? You mentioned automation of surveys. So there's so many surveys out there. You have Survey Monkey, or Monkey Survey, or Survey Monkey, I forgot, or MailChimp. They have different surveys that they can provide to you. You can actually create manual surveys. So some of these different stuff, they used to be able to give it to you for free. Surveys now, automated surveys and software, especially for grassroots or maybe just startup, you may not be able to afford their services. You also have, Seisha. My brain, you have really got my brain working this morning. They call themselves Batara. They used to be, they bought out another company that I used to use before, and I'll send the automation, and actually I'll put it in the comments with you. So that's a great question. But Batara is another one. You have like MailChimp or Constant Contact. They also have surveys that you can use. These different automated surveys are great, but again, they usually typically come with a monthly cost or an annual cost, right? Your nonprofit may not have the budget for it. And I'm not speaking to ABC Reads, but just anyone that's tuning in. You may not have the budget for it. But what you can do is you can even Google. And I'm speaking from experience from Jessica Cares 13 years ago when we started. We Googled surveys, an effective survey, Google a sample of it, looked at different questions, and we created our own. And then after every program that we did, every retreat that we did, we provided this survey for them to fill out. Right. So you say you're doing great. This is helping because you're applying for a grant and putting it in our budget. Absolutely. So these are different softwares. And I know the software with Batara, but I can't remember. And like I said, MailChimp, Constant Contact, they have automated surveys, but there is a cost now with some of those. But you can create your own. I've worked with nonprofit organizations that I've done partnership with, that they use Jessica Cares for their empowerment piece. And they had manual surveys. So I was able to just hand them out to the students. We created it, and then just basically, click copy and paste and create your surveys, and then just hand them out, and then, have them fill it out and hand it back to you. So it's really, you can still get it. I know on Fiverr also have data analysis. They can actually create and let you know they can do the data analysis for you. You can go to your local library and libraries, which is a lost, tool that people are not using, but that librarian has access to all these different information. So if you're like, look, I want to find, or you can even use AI now, like Chat GPT, you can actually reach out to them and you can just, type in, what are some great resources? So actually, we're going to just do this live right now. So I'm spending a little bit more time than I typically do, but this is a great question. So I'm going to go on ChatGPT, and I'm going to ask them to provide a list. Provide a list of technology software to collect data and surveys for nonprofit organizations seeking to scale their level of program effectiveness. So I just basically typed in everything here. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Okay, so they got Google Forms. Google Forms is actually, and this is great because it's a free tool for creating surveys, collecting responses, and analyzing data. So it's Google Forms. SurveyMonkey, like I said, that's another one. Typeform, that's another one. Qualtrics and Microsoft Forms. JotForm, so that's JOT-Form, and Kobo Toolbox. So those are just some, I mean, they literally have like 10 of these on here. So there's, all you have to do is, I see it right here. I'm just on my phone. If you don't have ChatGPT and you're a business, I don't care if you're nonprofit or for-profit, you need to get it. This is an amazing tool for you to be able to answer just those same questions right there. Where can I go to get this software? So right here, as you can see, within a minute, I was able to type in exactly what it is that I want, and they gave me software. Then you can go on these different sites and be able to see what their cost is for it. And as you can see, Google Forms was absolutely free. So some of them are free, some of them have a cost based on your budget. You can use which one, but you need to be using one is the point. So that is what I wanted to share with you this morning, is the 5 different strategies in which you can actually scale your impact and use strategy for expanding your program reach, as well as the effectiveness. And that's the most important part, because the effectiveness of your program is, you can have quantity, but if your programs are not reaching the audience and having effectiveness, it's not going to make the impact that you want. So those are the 5 strategies. Partnership development, being strategic with who you partner with. Make sure you align in mission and expanding your reach and opening up doors for you, and vice versa. So it has to be a win-win for both, not just your organization. So partnership development. Number 2 is technology integration. Number 3, capacity building. Number 4, evidence-based data, making sure you are getting the data to show that your programs are effective. And last but not least is community engagement. If it's culturally, cultural difference within the communities that you're serving, or generational differences in your community, make sure you're getting that from them and what they would like to see in your program, so you can adjust it to make sure that it is customizing it to the community that you're serving. So that's it for today. If you want, with my services, Utopian Enterprise Business Solutions, as I mentioned before, we are a boutique consulting firm with a specific niche to nonprofit organizations, whether startup or existing. If you want personal consultation, or private consultation, or coaching, that is available. Just go to our website on Utopian Enterprise biz.com, and you can reach me, and we can set up a time for consultation and be able to assist you. But just that, follow us on YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss, in case you're just coming in. Follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, because you will find me there providing nonprofit content each and every week. So thank you for those tuning in. Seisha, thank you for the great questions this morning. And for anyone there who has private questions, you can DM me, inbox me, and ask me those questions, and I'll be more than happy to assist you and set up some time for us to discuss. So stay tuned for next week. You'll be getting some notification for next week's topic. Tune in. Set your calendar, save the date, and spread the word. Caring is sharing. See you all next week. Have a great day and be impactful.